Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Styles Make Fights. I'm here with the film man, the editor. Am I the producer?
I think it's a split job.
Split producing.
It's a split job.
I'm the director though.
Here and there.
Here's the man behind the scenes of Menace Tube. His name, Bobby the Bomb Casale. Super knowledgeable in MMA, trains at my MMA gym. Just too smart for his own good. This is Bobby, so if you're wondering what the face looks like behind Menace Tube, it's this one right here. On this episode of Styles Make Fights, it's UFC 203. Headlining Stipe Miocic versus Alistair.
Overeem. The Ream.
Let's start with a fight that I like on the UFC Fight Pass, which is Mados versus Sean Spencer.
I got Yancey.
Yancey.
I think he's just... I don't know too much about each guy, but I think that Yancey's just a tougher guy. I think he can edge out either maybe a late round finish or a decision. I think that's...
Sean Spencer is a vet. Super duper vet in the game. Very good stand-up fighter. That's where he shines.
Okay.
Good with elbows. Yancey is a younger fighter out of Hawaii. Super tough. He uses his range very well. Super tough. Gets in there like most Hawaiian fighters and mixes it up. This is an interesting fight. I too have Yancey. I like his fighting style. But Sean Spencer is very dangerous. Don't count him out. If I was a betting man on this fight, I'm going to go with Yancey. Moving forward, we're gonna move to the lightweight division with Nick Lentz versus Michael McBride. Don't know Michael McBride.
Nick Lentz's opponent got so scared he threw out his passport.
Wow.
Now we get Michael McBride, who no one knows, versus Nick Lentz. I mean, Nick Lentz isn't the most solid fighter in the cage, so you could see an upset here, or we might see Nick Lentz just grind out. I don't really know anything about Michael McBride. If he's a striker, I'd say maybe he'd have a solid chance, but...
Yeah, Nick Lentz was a solid collegiate wrestler.
Yeah.
Super tough. Not overly, like you said, not an overly, precise fighter, but he's a grinder. He gets in there, gets after it. Super tough. I got Nick Lentz as well. Moving forward, we got the women's bantamweight. I'm actually pretty excited for this one. I'm not sure. I don't know why this one's not on the main.
Who isn't excited to see Correia fight?
Yeah. Versus a friend of mine, Jessica I.
So are you taking Jessica?
I'm going to go Jessica I.
I got Jessica too. I think Jessica could possibly finish her, will 100% outstrike her. And I think wherever the fight goes, Jessica can 100% handle whatever Betch has to throw.
Yeah. So even though Jessica I's last two fights did not go her way, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she lost her last two. So, I mean, I've been there where you're down two fights and the pressure's on.
Yeah, so she'll come out hungry. She'll be there. I think Betch won her last fight.
And not only that, Jessica I is in a hometown advantage.
So yeah, she should.
Yeah, she's gonna be hyped. She's gonna be amped up. You're gonna see a tough Jessica I.
Yeah, 100%. Next, we will move on to Uriah Faber versus Jimmy Rivera on the main card now of UFC 203. Now I know you trained with Jimmy Rivera a lot recently.
Yeah, so getting ready for my last fight against Honey Jason, Jimmy got the call to fight Uriah, needed, something different than he's been sparring with,
wrestlers,
a good wrestler.
Yeah.
So they hit me up, and he's a good striker, so, iron sharpens iron, so let's rock and roll. I've trained out in Team Alpha Male with Uriah Faber. This is back before I was in UFC.
Alright, so Uriah's changed now.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
But I was in his presence, didn't actually train with him. He was coming off an injury.
Okay.
So I didn't actually get the feel.
Jimmy's a favorite in this fight, and I think Jimmy...
Is he?
Yes, he's minus 150.
Wow.
Jimmy's a favorite because Uriah's coming off a huge... I'd call it almost an embarrassing loss to Dominic Cruz. Losing Dominic Cruz, obviously, it's a tough fight, but he got knocked around, he got knocked down a bunch of times, he got taken down a bunch of times. It wasn't his best showing whatsoever. So, and I think Jimmy Rivera's young, he's up and coming, he's hungry. This is his first big shot, really. you can look at his record and be like, who has he really beat? Like, no, like, big names. But this is his first big name to where he can solidify himself in the bantamweight division. And I think he will 100% take it from Uriah. I think Uriah, he had a good career. He never won a title. He beat a lot of guys. But I think Jimmy, this is his time for Uriah to pass the torch and Jimmy to come up and beat him.
Agreed. Agreed. I think Uriah's best days are behind him.
Yeah.
But with that being said, he has come into a stage of his life where he's kind of like George St. Pierre at the end of his career. Whereas he fights pretty smart. Yeah. He doesn't get in there and get crazy. When Uriah Faber fights, you don't see a slugfest like you used to.
Absolutely.
He 1-2s, he's looking for the takedowns, he's looking for that one-hitter quitter if he can get it, you know what I mean? But he's not putting himself in harm's way in doing so.
The only downfall that, like, against Jimmy that you really have here is that Uriah Faber in the past few years has only really lost to, like, the top 5 of his division, or the top, like, the championship fights of his division. So yeah, like, every 5-round fight Uriah's been in, he's lost. But everyone else outside those, he's beat. So if you're looking at statistics, Uriah's beat everyone behind him in his division, just not anyone.
All right, if the fight stays standing up, I've got my money on Jimmy Rivera. If the fight goes down to the ground, Uriah Faber has one of the most submissions in that weight class.
Uriah can grind him against the cage. And
No. Uriah, if he takes him down, I think Jimmy Rivera will be in some trouble.
I don't think he'll submit him.
Uriah Faber's been in the game for a very long time, and he's crafty at getting to someone's back and choking them out.
I guess. I got Jimmy still.
You got Jimmy.
I got Jimmy.
Both of them are good friends of mine. I mean, if I was a betting man, I'm going to go Uriah Faber just because...
His record and, like, his past.
Of his record, his past, and that he's not the favorite, but...
I don't know how much of an underdog he is. I saw, like, 2 days ago that Jimmy was the favorite. It could change.
Yeah, I thought Uriah Faber would be the favorite.
Yeah, me too. But I don't know. I mean, a solid underdog bet could be Uriah. You know, I know a few people have put a bet on Uriah just because the line was so good. But if you're looking at a fighting perspective, Uriah could grind him against the cage, but if Jimmy can let his hands go, he'll win. I'll
go with you as well. I've done more work with Jimmy. I'm going to go with Jimmy as well.
Okay.
Moving forward to the welterweight division, we've got an
interesting fight.
An interesting fight.
To say the least. It's interesting.
The debut of CM Punk. He's been with the UFC for over 2 years.
Oh no, undefeated in the UFC.
Undefeated, and he's been with the UFC for 2 years.
Has the best takedown defense in the UFC right now.
Versus Mickey Gall.
I think it's Gall.
Gall,
Mickey Gall.
Gall, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it's Gall.
I think...
Here's the thing. No one knows what CM Punk's going to do. And I've been watching, like, those little, like, documentary things. Yeah. And, like, the footage is from, like, 6 months ago, but he doesn't look comfortable. Like, someone posted the other day, they did a media day at his gym, and him hitting pads and him striking, like, he just doesn't... You get to that stage, I feel like, when you're learning, like I see it at the gym, like, where you start feeling comfortable with your hands. And he just doesn't look comfortable, like, holding his hands up and throwing punches yet.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, Mickey Gall has had amateur fights. He's in the gym always. He's been doing jiu-jitsu apparently since he was, like, 15 or something, like, really young age. So, like, he has a lot of experience.
At 2 years of being a professional fighter, I was knocking at the door
of UFC?
Of the Ultimate Fighter. Now, I had a different wrestling background than CM Punk.
Yes.
Collegiate Division I wrestler.
Very different.
Let's get to the results. Who do you got?
I gotta take Gall. I would love CM Punk to win. I think that'd be sick if he won. Be like, yeah, he came in here, he accomplished it. I'm actually like, I'm a fan of his. Like, watching the series, like, I respect what he's doing. But I just think, logically, I think Mickey Gall could beat him everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, not only does Mickey Gall have more real fighting experience, he's much younger.
Exactly. CM Punk coming to the sport at 38. He's had like 3 injuries already, so who knows what will happen in the fight. Because even if he's like unexperienced and he's sloppy, what if he like breaks his hand or breaks his foot in the fight?
Yeah.
You know?
I got Mickey Gall as well.
I got Gall. 100%.
Yeah. Moving to the heavy guys. We got former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Fabricio Werdum, versus Travis Browne.
Travis Browne, 4-week camp, late replacement. He was supposed to fight Ben Rothwell for Werdum. So Travis Browne, 4-week camp, which is still a decent amount of time, you know.
Yeah.
Still a good amount of time.
So as long as he was in shape before the call, short camps are excellent. The fight doesn't build in your head.
Absolutely.
You have, you know, it's almost like doing a sprint versus a long distance, paced out, you know, run. You know, it's. Let's get right to it. Let's get after it.
I gotta take Werdum. I mean, Werdum, he just got knocked out. That's his only like real disadvantage. These guys fought before.
Yep.
Werdum slaughtered Travis Browne. I mean, Travis Browne hasn't been doing too hot lately. I think he lost 2 in a row now, or 3 in a row. I think his camp change was the worst decision of his career.
Yeah.
But
because he was down there in New Mexico, right?
Yeah, he was at Jackson.
Then he wanted to get a little closer to his lady friend.
Yeah, and apparently, and he's at Glendale, which is another story. But I think Werdum is hungry to get back in there. Werdum has beaten a lot of good guys. Travis has that ability to knock you out real quick, but I think if that goes to a decision, it's 100% Werdum. And on the ground, Werdum takes it. The only way Browne wins is a knockout.
Right. I think Travis Browne, the first time they fought, he had knocked out 2 people with that same kind of on the cage, elbows, you know, and I think, not knocking him, he's a good fighter, I just think he got risen up too quick and he got thrown in Werdum and then...
Well, he knocked out Alistair.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's what brought him up, but...
Yeah, Fabricio Werdum, he enjoys fighting, he likes being in the cage, he likes the attention, he's going to shine. I think he will. He already knows he beat him.
The only question, Verdum's chin. He just got put to sleep. What's your recovery time after getting knocked out?
Mine personally?
No, I'm just saying like a normal...
Oh, in general. I don't know. I just know once the chin starts to go a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the reason why people get knocked out is their brain gets pushed to the back of their head and just like lights go out for a second, you know?
Yeah, but you know, like some guys, like Chad Mendes, for example, he gets knocked out by Conor, comes back too quick, gets knocked out super easily by Edgar.
Yeah.
So like they say that there's a certain amount of time you should wait before you come back. So is he coming back too quick? Is he like that could be a question.
I don't know that number.
Yeah.
But I got Fabricio.
I have Werdum.
Heavyweight, the real heavyweight championship title of the world.
Main event.
The main event. 5 rounds. Stipe Miocic versus
Alistair Overeem. The Ubereem.
Hang on, he is not the Ubereem.
He's not Ubereem anymore. He looks skinnier, but he's still knocking people out.
Shook his hand at UFC 200. Mine disappeared.
He's ginormous.
Then Stipe was in Long Island doing a little training with Gian Vellante, and he was in Belmore kickboxing, hitting mitts, and like he was hitting mitts, not like he was doing like a pretty crazy cardio workout in the mitts where I was like,
he's fast hands.
I think I would have a little bit of trouble with that. He threw out a lot of volume for a big man.
That would be
he threw out a lot of volume, period.
Yeah.
And then he's a big man on top of that.
That would be his key to winning this fight. Because if he can keep a fast pace and pressure Alistair, then he'll win the fight. Because Alistair's last few fights, he's slow, he's methodical. He'll calculate JDS, he just calculated that one punch and got him. Yeah. So if Alistair can control the pace, he'll win. But if Stipe can control the pace, it's going to lean in his favor. So if Stipe can keep a fast, high-pressure pace up, he can take this.
Which is the way he fights.
Yeah.
Alistair was a K1 guy back in the day. And
he had a lot of fights.
He carries that over to MMA. So if you guys, especially heavyweights, he sometimes just want to hang out and he loves that. Please hang out with Overeem because that's what he's looking for, to set up some high-level stuff that, you know, another heavyweight has never seen. But when you but this is MMA.
Yeah.
When you start putting takedowns in and get a guy's face and grind him out.
I mean, Stipe has good wrestling. Pretty good wrestling.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think Overeem can catch him. I think that sometimes Stipe gets lazy. I don't think he's nearly as technical. And I think that with Alistair's camp, like, they can create the perfect game plan. They're, like, behind John Jones, behind so many good fighters. I think they can create the perfect game plan to easily pick apart Stipe's game. So I got to take Alistair on this.
Wow.
I think he can knock him out. I think it'll be like second round finish.
Did you forget that they're in Chicago? Yeah. You don't think?
I don't think
Stipe's there's also the curse.
I was telling you about
the curse of the heavyweight title.
So Kane fights Mexico, loses title. Fabricio fights Brazil, loses title. Now they're putting Stipe in Ohio. So all the heavyweights keep fighting for the championship in their hometown and losing. So I think
maybe third time's a charm. Stipe reverses that.
The curse.
I got Stipe. Good buddy of mine. I like his fighting style.
I got Overeem. I think Overeem will knock him out. Overeem's too good.
I got Stipe, man. Like I said, he's got better endurance.
Okay.
It's a 5-round fight. So Alistair
gets scared.
has 2 rounds to make it happen.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, he's a dead.
Alistair has said that he gets scared for his cardio. I think that Alistair will knock him out in his first or second.
And then Stipe knocks people out in the first round as well. So
yeah, but how many people do you know that take 5 rounds worth of punches from Alistair?
who do you guys got? Make sure you guys comment below who you guys got.
And like,
comment,
and subscribe
to Menace Tube. And this has been this episode of Styles Make Fights.
We'll see you later.
Pew.